Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Good, thank
Good,
you.
you?
Excellent. All right, let's look. I've got three questions for you guys. Let's start with actors are put through all sorts of challenging working conditions on set, whatever the scene calls for. So let's talk about the pond. Is it a real
Mhm.
pond? Is it an onstage water tank? How cold is it? Basically, what's it like working with the pond as a scene partner?
It is a very real pond. It's actually not too far off from the set of the farm. And it was a man-made pond. And yeah, it's filled with all the lovely, like murky
Critters.
wildlife.
Mhm.
We have frogs and tadpoles in all stages. It's very cold. Um, I think by the last time that we had jumped in, it was probably around 51 degrees. And at that time, we try to front load everything when we're doing pond scenes and create them into like pond days just to make it easier because the later you get into the season, we're in Toronto, it's chilly. And yeah, it can make it a bit challenging. I
I
think
think,
that's a good way to
and
say
it
it.
also the fact that it is challenging can really add an extra. It can up the ante
Yeah.
of the stakes of the scene. So sometimes, in some ways, it changes like how you feel. You're physically freezing, or it's complicated. It was hard to get out of the pond. You're scrambling out. You're desperate to get out of the water, and it can add something to the scene, which is exciting, and it can also become a very technical exercise of like I just need to get where I go, and I need to do it really safely. And it takes your mind off of all the things you may have been worrying about in the scene and can sometimes make it really cool, honestly, as a scene partner.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So last season, we learned about Evan's musical gifts and that amazing cover of Time After Time. We
Yay.
also know that Sadie has the gift of music. So is there a duet performance in the work? Because there should be. And Kyler, what about you? Any musical talent?
That's a funny
We
question.
saw her musical talent as with her Alanis cover in what episode was that?
Um,
108,
I think 108 or 7.
which is one of my favorite
Crushed
moments
it.
from season one.
Hmm.
Tall order to be doing an Alanis cover.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
crushed it.
It's kind of amazing how many people on our set in the cast and even crew are really musically gifted people. So it's fun. You hear someone singing or, finding an instrument somewhere on set. There's a piano in one of the sets and you can hear people kind of like randomly playing and I think a trio would be really fun.
I mean, if the fans want it,
Got to give the fans what they
gotta give
want.
the fans what they want. But what we know about this show is that you have to expect the unexpected. So literally anything can happen, and that extends to musicality as well. So stay tuned.
yeah, there will be singing that you never, people you never thought would be singing.
That you didn't
Hmm.
know you wanted.
Stay tuned.
Well, now my interest is very piqued. All right, I've been giving the signal for my final question. So this series is filled with raw and exposed characters wearing their hearts on their sleeve, even sometimes just physically in the makeup that is or is not worn. What's that been like for you as an actor to play?
I would
Yeah.
say
Go.
it is, there's definitely, I think the thing that draws audiences in a lot of ways to the show is the heart and is the kind of vulnerability that is exposed in this series. It's people who are bearing kind of their souls to fix their family and fix their relationships. And even, Kat and Elliot having to say things that have gone unsaid for years and years and years because they're finally trying to find their relationship, and mothers and daughters having to share secrets that you might keep to yourself if you weren't trying to, heal this generational trauma that's happened to their family. And I think that it's exciting for audiences to watch the characters say things that maybe they need to have the courage to say in their own lives,
Mm.
or they like watching that or living through that with us.
Absolutely. Like Hallmark is known for being heartwarming, but this show is also heart aching. Like it reaches inside of you and makes you feel things, which makes you connect to the characters in a deep way that makes it so rewarding when the healing is happening for these characters. And we've heard feedback from audience that like so many times people feel represented by that and have been motivated to make changes in their own life. And I think that's the pinnacle of the effect that our show can have. And why we're taking these risks with the storytelling, and audiences have really, really grown to love it and now expect it. So we're going to keep going in that direction.
Agreed.
Thank you guys so much for your time. I hope the rest of your interviews go well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.